doing the homework EOC review number 10. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1 says draw a circle around all the words that mean X values and underline all the words that mean Y values. So starting with the first one, input, we know that input always deals with X. Output is the opposite of input, so we know that is Y. Range, we know range deals with Y, and domain is X. Our dependent variable is Y, and our independent variable is X. We know f of X is the same thing as Y. Number 2 says, how can you tell if a relation is a function? Well, if a relation is a function, we know that each X value has only one Y value. We know if you have the same X, you will not be a function. So looking at number 3, knowing that we can't have the same X value, we have X values of 2, -2, -3, and +2. We have 2 X values that repeat, so this would not be a function. Number 4, is the following a function? We have X values of +2, -2, -3, and +3. We have different X values, so yes, it is a function. Number 5, is the graph a function? Well, when we have graphs, we do the vertical line test. If you can draw a line and cross through one X value, then it is a function. We did not cross through any 2 X values, so yes, this is a function. Number 6, is this graph a function? Using our vertical line test, if we were to draw a line, I cross through 2 points. This point right here and this point right here. So this would not be a function. Okay, number 7, create a table mapping diagram and graph for the function f of x equals 2x plus 1 with domain values of -1, 0, and 1. So if we need to have a domain, we know domain deals with x, so our x values that are given to us should go on the x side of our table. So we're going to have a domain or an x value of -1, 0, and +1. We need to use the function f of x equals 2x plus 1. So I'm going to plug in these x values to get our y. So 2 times -1 plus 1 will equal 2 times -1 is -2. -2 plus 1 is -1. 2 times 0, when x is 0, plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is +1. And then when x is +1, 2 times 1 plus 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we know when x is +1, our y will be 3. So to use our mapping diagram, we know that this is our x, this is our y. So our domain values, our x values, are going to be -1, 0, and 1. And then we have y values of -1, 1, and 3. When you have a mapping diagram, you draw arrows that connect your x values with your y values. On our graph, you simply just plot your points. So we know that when x is -1, y should be -1 as well. When x is 0, y should be 1. And when x is +1, y should be 3. So our graph will look something like this. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Okay, so number 8 says, a farmer wants to use 500 feet of fence to create a pasture for his horse. The area created by this modeled by the function AW equals 250 W minus W squared, where W represents the width in feet. What is the area of 50? So when X is 50, what is Y? So all we're going to do is plug in 50 for W. So we're going to rewrite our equation. A so 250 times 50 minus 50 squared. We know 50 squared is 2,500, and 250 times 50 is 12,500. So 12,500 minus 2,500 is going to give us 10,000. Number 9, which of the following are not a function? Circle all that apply. So looking at number 9, we have x values of -2, 3, -5, and 7. We have different x values, so this would be a function. Our nets table gives us x values of -3, -3, +5, +5. So when x is -3, we have a 5 for y. When x is -3, we have a +3. We have two of the same x values, which is -3 and 5, so this would not be a function. Our nets table, we have -1, 2, -3, and 10. They are all different x values. And then looking at our last table, we have -2, -2, -2, -2. Those are all the same x values, so that would not be a function. Number 10 says, based on the diagram, or based on the data gathered by the U.S. Census Bureau, the population of the United States is shown on the graph. To the right, from 19,000 to 2010. Or 1900 to 2010. The equation that best models the data is population to time equals 81.166 times 1.013 to the t power. What is the domain of the graph as PT as shown? So we know that our domain deals with our x values. So looking at our x values of our graph, we know that we have x values between 0 and it looks like our last x value would be here, which would be about 110. So we can conclude that B is the correct answer. That's it.